Daily BMS wiring tutorial. Mark the order of sampling cables. Mark the black cable as B0. The first red cable next to the black cable is marked as B1, and so on, marked sequentially, until the last red cable, marked as B16. Mark the order of battery welding points. Firstly, the total negative pole of the battery pack is marked as B0. The connection between the positive pole of the first string of batteries and the negative pole of the second string of batteries is marked as B1. And so on. The positive pole of the 16th battery string is marked as B16. Soldering and wiring. The B0 of the cable is soldered to the B0 position of the battery, the cable B1 is soldered to the B1 position of the battery. And so on. Welding in sequence. The cable B16 is soldered to the B16 position of the battery. Complete wiring. Check if the welding order of the cable is correct. Method 1. Use a multimeter to measure the voltage between adjacent rows of wires, which is approximately equal to the nominal voltage. Using this method, measure the adjacent voltage of all rows of wires. Method 2. Using a detection light board to detect. Insert one end of the black sampling cables into the negative terminal B of the detection light board. For example, if the battery pack is 16 strings and the light board is lit with 16 LED lights, it indicates that the sampling cables is connected correctly. Method 3. Using a cable detector to detect, and if the voltage of each string is consistent, it indicates that there is no problem with the welding. After the sampling cable's voltage detection is normal, plug in the BMS, check whether the circuit of BMS is in a conduction state, adjust the multimeter to the internal resistance file, and measure the internal resistance between the B negative pole and the P negative pole. When the internal resistance is 0 ohms, it means the circuit is turned on, the error is within 10 ohms. Or adjust the multimeter to the beeping position, and you can hear the beeping sound when the circuit is connected. Connect the output cables. Older the blue B wire on the BMS to the total negative B of the battery pack. The P cables on the BMS is soldered to the negative pole of charge and discharge. Measure the voltage across BMS and the voltage not across BMS. Measure the voltage between P positive and B negative not across BMS, and the voltage between B positive and P negative across BMS. If the two voltages are approximately equal, it means BMS is normal. Finally, complete the finished pack.